What I wanna know is, can it pick up what I'm doing on my cell phone? The images.
And we're okay to start.
I call this meeting to order. The public hearings will be conducted pursuant to the Commission's rules of procedure. If not done so in written form prior to the hearing, we will first hear the report of the planning director on the detailed information and observations regarding the request before the commission. Next, we will take the testimony of the applicant and his or her witnesses. Upon completion of the applicant's testimony, I will call upon members of the audience wishing to be heard concerning the request. Persons in favor of the request shall be heard first, followed by those opposed to it. At any time during the presentation of the testimony, the members of the commission may interrupt to ask questions or to make comments on what has been said.
Mr. Chairman, can I have you hold on for just one sec? I need to do the roll call.
Sorry.
Everybody. Brian Lund is absent. Mr. Leaders,
Present.
Mrs. Dietrich,
Present.
Mr. Larson,
Present.
Mr. Bingham,
Present.
Mr. Flagman,
Present.
Mr. Moore. Present. Let the record show that all the members are present except for Mr. Lund.
I thought he was coming, actually.
And then we just need to approve the minutes of the September 15th meeting in 2014.
I move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I wasn't
Opposed?
here, but I guess I can still approve it, right?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, aye. I have no idea what it was, so
Motion carried.
if you guys say it's okay, I'll go with that.
Next, we have the election of officers.
I move Nelson Bingham, President.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? I've got to get prepared. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Vice Chairman. It's open for nominations.
I move Larry Flagman, Vice Chairman.
Is there a second?
One second.
Any other nominations? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a meeting schedule and review of the attendance roster for 2014.
Looks like everybody's here that's here was 100%, so
Yep.
we're good.
Where did you find that in there, Larry? Yeah, okay. Oh, there it is. But it's been so long ago, I forgot it.
We still gonna do the meeting on the 19th?
That's what I was gonna ask, and to see if everybody would be okay with meeting on regular time next month, October 19th, that would work out for everyone. We'll have a meeting in October, one in November, and probably December, just to make everyone.
It works for me.
Is it gonna be similar to this?
It's gonna be on the yellow binder that's in front of you. That's a draft copy of our land use plan. It's to take home and read over. The only thing that doesn't have in it is our, it does not have the population, up-to-date population data in it. MAPPA was still working that through. She did get it to me, but I had already printed these off for you all.
Those dates will work for me.
I move to approve the calendar.
For a second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There's no necessary action on this attendance roster, is there?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the public hearing.
Do we need a motion to go into public hearing? Is that what you're needing here?
No, I think I read this first.
Yeah, just
Okay,
read
go
this.
ahead.
Public hearings will be conducted pursuant to the Commission's rules of procedure. If not done so in written form prior to the hearing, we will first hear the report of the planning director on the detailed information and observations regarding the request before the Commission. Next, we will take the testimony of the applicant and his or her witnesses. Upon completion of the applicant's testimony, I will call upon members of the audience wishing to be heard concerning the request. Persons in favor of the request shall be heard first, followed by those opposed to it. At any time during the presentation of testimony, the members of the commission may interrupt to ask questions or to make comments on what has been said. Upon completion of all testimony, the applicant will be allowed to make a closing statement to the commission. Upon completion of the applicant's closing statement, I will entertain a motion from the commission to close the public hearing on the request. The commission reserves the right to ask questions of any member of the audience. However, we will not hear any unsolicited statements unless the public hearing is first reopened. Each speaker addressing this commission shall step forward to the podium and state their name and address before proceeding with their testimony or evidence. This commission shall not be bound by strict rules of evidence, but does reserve the right to exclude evidence or testimony that it may deem to be irrelevant, immaterial, incompetent, or unduly repetitious. As chairman, I will rule on all questions relating to the admissibility of evidence, which may be overruled by a majority of the commission. Continuances may be granted by the commission in case for good cause shown to any interested party who has entered their appearance. The commission may request a continuance of the hearing for the purpose of giving further notice, taking further evidence, gathering further information, touring the proposed site, or for such other reasons as the commission may find sufficient. In such case, we shall state the specific reasons for the continuance and set a date, time, and place when the matter will be continued. All official actions of this commission will be made at a public meeting by motion made, seconded, and a polling of the membership. If conditions are imposed, such conditions shall be included in the motion or amendment thereto. Our final decision will be prepared in writing and will be part of the public record of this commission. The case before us tonight is text amendments to the Potawatomi County, Iowa Subdivision Ordinance by changing the following. It's case number ZTA-2015-01, and the applicant is Potawatomi County.
Would you all like me to read through this entire list of changes that we would like to make, or did everybody have a chance to review them and have any questions and or discussion about them?
I did not have them, so if you could kind of give us a quick hit the highlights, I guess, or
Throughout the ordinance, there is references to zoning permits that we have changed to building permits. We did, define out an outlot as a parcel of land not to be used for building purposes, so designated on a subdivision plat or a plat of survey. We are removing the soil conservation district's approval from the subdivision ordinance and having to go through them to have the plats and soil erosion plans approved by them. In the zoning ordinance and the building code, we are adding an excavation and grading permitting process that will then allow us to regulate people and their soil erosion plans better than what the conservation district was able to do for us.
Can I ask a question as we go through?
Yeah.
Are they gonna give you the right to, fine people for not, doing it correctly?
Yes.
Not so many words, like, hasn't been the case
Yes.
up until now?
We'll be able to issue a citation of county infraction, which is a $750 fine plus $85 in court costs, and that's for the first day. Every day after that's $1,000 plus court costs. So we feel like we'll actually have some teeth behind our regulations now, instead of having the EPA come in and take their fine and leave us still with a problem. There's a few spots where we clarified a few things about the processes that we have, rather than for the clarifying approval of a sketch plat for property line adjustment. The plat of surveys shall be prepared as follows, and it's for the division of the parcel, both parcels, and a new meets and bounds survey of the division of parcels and adjoining parcel that is connected to, and to specify that deeds shall be provided for all parcels divided and or created. That's a lot for the surveyors and people coming through the process. There was sometimes some questions on, well, do I have to survey the remainders? And that just answers it for them easier. Yes, you do have to survey a lot of times the remainders. For our effective period, we used to get people, if they came through our office to do a sketch plat application, we would give them 1 year to then record that sketch plat. That we were shortening from the 1 year. We're giving them 30 days now to record the sketch plat application that's approved by us. That is going to help out with the taxes that get assessed to parcels, because the taxes have to be paid current before we approve it. And sometimes if you give them that year to record it, then more taxes come due on that parcel, and then they would have to come back through us to have the taxes then recertified by the treasurer and signed off. With doing it within 30 days, it will hopefully eliminate that problem of people having to come back and redo them again. There's some more stuff about taking out soil conservation districts. We changed some of the language in the maintenance bond part of it to amend to include that design materials, workmanship of all required improvements, including soil erosion and sediment control, are covered by a 2-year maintenance bond. Application for the final plat approval is amended, a statement from the registered engineer that the stormwater pollution prevention plan control measures are in place and functional. And under the water supply part of it, we had some references in there to include a type B and type C designations in the county land use plan. Those designations are no longer going to be in the land use plan, so we had to take that language out of there. And we changed for the septic systems on some of these subdivisions, we wanted to submit loading rates for the lots so that we know that they're suitable for septic systems. We are running into that problem right now out in Sherwood Country Estates on L34. Some of those lots are compacted to the point that they're not suitable for septic systems, and they're putting in pre-treatment systems, which are supposed to be kind of a method of last resort on new homes that are getting constructed out there. And that's kind of a summary of all the highlights of it. The majority of the language in there that was coming out had to deal with the Soil Conservation District and the MPDS permits that are all gonna be covered now under new code sections.
Question on the permits for the sewers. During the, when you say there was compaction, was that during the renting for the lots?
Yes,
Development of the subdivision.
After that, then they'll take those loading rates.
yes.
That would be good.
Mhm.
It'd be a nightmare to live down the hill from someone whose sewer wasn't functioning properly.
I didn't know there was hills up in L34 area.
What's that?
I didn't know there was hills up on L34.
Yeah. We have to close that hearing.
Yeah, I moved to close public hearing.
Second it.
It's been moved and seconded that we close the public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Any members have any other questions or comments?
But still, when we approve this, or if we do approve it, it just moves on to the
Board of Supervisors, you guys will all you will settle on a recommendation to them. And then approve your recommendation. We will take it to the Board of Supervisors with your recommendation.
I move we recommend approval of this.
I'll second it.
It's been moved that we send our recommendation for these changes to the Board of Supervisors. And second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Just a question first.
Okay.
Maggie's obviously looked all this over and everything and.
Yes.
Okay, so she give her stamp of approval. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Aye.
Motion carried. We have nothing else on the agenda for tonight. Is there a motion?
I moved to close the meeting. Adjourn the meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.